This is Rumbod, and welcome back. In the last parts of this series, we set up the complete RTS camera system in Unreal Engine 5. We covered project setup, WASD movement, camera zoom, and smooth rotation controls, all step by step. If you missed any of those, you can find the full playlist on my channel. Today's video is here because of a great comment from Lonely Tenno, who asked for a tutorial on adapting the camera to terrain in RTS games. That's exactly what we're building in this part. As always, I'm updating the full project on GitHub with each new video. If you ever get stuck or want to see a working version, the link is in the description. You can pull the latest commit and compare your setup with a working project anytime. Let's dive in and add terrain adaptation to your RTS camera. Inside the content drawer, open up your BP RTS player. In the event graph, find the event tick node and some empty space to work. For terrain adaptation, there are two possible ways. You could use a character instead of a pawn, but that's not suitable for most RTS projects. We'll stick with our custom pawn solution, which gives us full control and flexibility for this system. The core idea is simple. We use a line trace to shoot a ray straight down from under our pawn, check the impact point, and then elevate our pawn's position according to the Z value of that impact. This way, the camera smoothly follows any terrain, hills, or even cliffs. Start by right-clicking and searching for line trace by channel. Connect the event tick execution pin directly to this node so it runs every frame. For the start and end points on the line trace node, right-click each and split the struct pins. This lets you wire in X, Y, and Z values separately. Set the draw debug type to for duration. This is really useful for visual debugging since you'll see the trace in the viewport every frame as you tune your setup. Next, add two getActorLocation nodes. Split their return values so you can access X, Y, and Z. From the first getActorLocation, connect value X and value Y to start X and start Y on the line trace. For start Z, drag out the return value Z and add it to a new add node. Right-click the second input of the add node and promote it to a variable, name it desired offset. Compile and set desired offset to 200 to start. This value is project dependent, so you might need to tweak it for your own game. It basically acts as a buffer to keep the camera above the ground. Wire the output of the add node to start Z on the line trace. From the second getActorLocation, do the same for X and Y, but for end Z, add the return value Z to -1000. You can adjust this number depending on your terrain, but -1000 usually gives a long enough trace to cover falling or steep cliffs. Now, from the out hit pin of line trace by channel, drag out and break the hit result struct. What we need from this is the impact point. Break this vector so you have X, Y, and Z again. For our adaptation logic, we only need the Z value. Drag out the Z value and add another add node, then bring in your desired offset variable and add it to this value as well. Next, search for set actor location. Split the new location pin so you can set each axis directly. Wire the sum of impact Z and desired offset into new location Z. To get new location X and Y, you can copy or right-click to add another getActorLocation node, split its return value, and wire X and Y to new location X and Y on the setActorLocation node. That's the whole core logic. You can add more features later, like checking the hit actor or hit component and ignoring certain objects if you want this effect only on specific surfaces. Next, we'll jump into the level together, add some hills, drop in a few shapes, and test the setup live to see how the camera adapts to the terrain in real time. Now let's move over to our main map. First, go up to the top left and switch selection mode to landscape. Click on the Sculpt tab. For the brush, set tool strength to 0.1 and brush size to 500. With these settings, start drawing some hills and raising up the terrain to create some simple slopes and bumps across your map. When you're done sculpting, switch from landscape mode back to selection mode. Go to the quick add menu, find the shape section, and add a cube to your level. You can add any shape, but I'm using a cube here for testing. With the cube selected, set its scale to 2.5 on all axes so it's big enough to test collisions. Now everything is ready for testing. Hit play to test it. If your numbers are not tuned perfectly, you might notice some lag or stutter as the camera moves. Adjust the desired offset or NZ value in your logic if needed. But as you can see, the camera now fully adapts to the terrain. When you move over hills, the camera goes up. When you come back down, it smoothly returns with the ground. That's all you need to create a terrain adaptive RTS camera for this part of the series. If there's any feature you want added or if something's not clear, let me know in the comments and I'll cover it in a future video. If this helped you out, consider subscribing so you don't miss the next parts or new tutorials as they come out.